All right, you guys know that recently I put some casters on my mobile workbench. I've got a rolling saw over here, but my miter saw doesn't have any mobility at all. It's really tough to move around the shop. So I picked up this Bora PM-1100 Universal Mobile Base Kit. And this is it right here. And I'm going to use this to solve that problem. So let's get started. So to give you an idea of how this works, you've got your 1x lumber there. Then you place this over here, and then you bolt this top plate into the bottom plate, and that holds that stationary. Then you connect your wheels. This one will have the wheels roll, but they don't spin on two of them. And then on the other two is where you connect your swivel casters, so they will be the ones that kind of control the direction. Alright, I've got my 2x4 cut to length. I put a couple of decorative 45-degree cuts on each end, just to make it look really fancy. I'll just use the first board as a template to drill out the second board. All right, putting this together is pretty easy. I'm going to go ahead, go ahead and get this one put together. give you a couple of different size screws to use, and the bottom plate is threaded, so alright, I'm showing this so that you won't make the same mistake I did. You have to feed the axle bolt in through here for the stationary wheel. So you actually have to attach the wheel before you attach the sideboard. So I have to take this all apart. So let's get this wheel installed. So what you want to do, you want to use this bolt here, and it comes with a lock nut as well. And there are some plastic washers there's two different sizes, so you're going to want to use the smaller size for this bolt. A little bit tricky getting this second washer in. Might have to get some pliers. Oop, I got it. I think pliers would be easier though. Okay. And now just get your lock nut. Get that tightened on. So it's a Phillips on this end. And then you're going to want to get some kind of a wrench. I'm going to have to check to see what size that is. Or I could probably use some pliers. But I'll be right back. Alright, I'm just going to use an adjustable wrench on that side, and then I'll just use my Phillips here to tighten that up. And you can get it pretty snug because you're not going to bend, this plate steel, and you'll still be able to roll. So that's going to do it right there. Now I can go ahead and install this side. Alright, when you're installing these, you want to make sure that your wheel is on the end of your sideboard. And this does have an indentation on one side, so make sure that you have that side up so that it'll countersink your bolts. Okay, I just want to get that started so I can get this second one lined up. Okay, I find that tipping it up on its edge like this makes it easier to crank these down tight. And you can see the bolts do stick out a little bit, and these are the shorter ones, so the longer ones are meant for probably the 1-inch stock, if you go up to 1 inch. Okay, now on the other side with the swivel casters, you'll notice you've got two square holes here. And the bottom one that's farther back is for this plate right here, and this is what holds the swivel caster. So this one you want to install right here. And then this is the cam that raises and lowers the wheel. This one you want to install on the top piece. And these boats have a square head so that you can put it in the square slot. Okay, and they've got the medium-sized lock nuts are for these. And since it's a square head, you don't have to worry about holding the other side. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the caster on. So the caster has a built-in stud, and then you're going to use this nut with the built-in washer. Almost forgot. There are plastic washers for the cam. Okay, so how the cam works, you've got your wheel that's on the ground. When the cam is down, the wheel raises this up and allows it to roll. Okay, you will notice that it's still just barely up off of the ground, and that is done to ensure that it's going to roll. There's nothing that's going to inhibit it. So how do you get this off the ground? That's what these are for, these standoffs. So it's nice because it's adjustable. You can put these in as high as you want. So right there, I'm off the ground. And then when I lift the cam up, I'm up off the ground. All right, I've measured halfway, squared off a line, and then I've got my 2x4 lined up right here and centered right there. Got the base built. So let me set it down. We'll see if it fits. All right, before flipping this down, I just want to point out that the stationary wheels should be on the side or on the end of that sideboard, but the swivel wheels should be towards the back, or the far side, not on the side. You want it in the back. That way it'll work in either place, but in this position it gives you a lot more control. All right, I've got it on the stand. Seems to fit. Let's see how it rolls. Okay, I've got those risers adjusted so that they just keep the wheels off the floor. So this side right here is locked, and because those wheels are stationary, it's not going to roll side to side. It's not going to roll this way because you'd be dragging on this side. So this is going to work.